there. I am going to take you through a demonstration of the ComTech iPhone app. So we're just going to dive right in by navigating to the App Store and searching for ClickConnex LLC. ClickConnex also works. Just make sure that you do type it all one word and you spell Connex CONNEX. You're going to tap to download. I already have this installed prior to this video, so I'm just going to pull it down from the cloud. So it's got the blue and black logo here. That'll help you distinguish it. There you go. So open it up and it's going to take you to a sign-in screen. Just so that you know, you cannot create your own sign-in information. This is going to be provided by us here at ComTech. It will be the same as your VoIP login information. So we're going to use our test account just for the demo purposes today. Sign in here. Made a little error. All right. So you are going to want to agree to the privacy policy so that you can actually use the app. There is an option to keep me signed in. You can use this if this phone is your personal cell phone or if it's your designated company phone. I'm going to leave this box unselected for the demo purposes, but it's up to your discretion whether or not you want to utilize that feature. So you just go ahead and sign in, and I wanted to run through the fresh install just to get through these basic preliminary permissions with you so that you know what the options mean, just in case there's any confusion. So how would you like to receive calls? You can accept inbound calls via Wi-Fi and cellular, you can accept them via Wi-Fi, or you can refuse to accept inbound calls. Obviously, refusing will limit the functionality of the app a little bit. The main purpose for this is to make business calls, so we do recommend that you accept them one way or the other. Your top option is to accept them via Wi-Fi and cellular connections, and the second is to accept them via Wi-Fi. I'm going to select Wi-Fi and cellular. Otherwise, the functionality would be limited to when you are connected to a Wi-Fi network. So if you're on the road and you don't have a hotspot, things like that, you will not receive calls. So just bear that in mind. So I'm going to click Next. And then it's going to ask me for some preliminary app permissions. So you hit Select Now. It wants to access the microphone. You do need that if you want to make calls. It wants to access your contacts. You don't have to allow this feature as it is referring to the local contacts stored on your phone, but if you do want local contacts imported into this application, you will need to accept that. And the next is if you would like it to send you notifications. As it says, these may include alerts, sounds, and icon badges. I'm going to turn this on. You can navigate to your settings later on your phone and turn this off if you want. Then you hit Next. Right, and it tells you how to join conference calls. Hit Next. Powerful virtual attendant. Next. It's going to complete the setup of the app for you and bring you to the main launch page. So I'm just going to go through the basic functions of this application, just kind of run down. So your top option is your voicemail. This is grayed out because we don't have a voicemail on this account right now, but it will appear lighter in color and have a little notification there if you do have a voicemail. Conference calls, that's also grayed out. That function will be available if you are currently in a call and then you are able to join a conference call. Recent calls, we can click into this one. So we'll go here and that will display all the calls that you have made or received on your account. And you can also navigate to the missed tab, which will let you know if you have any specific missed calls. So go back to the main launch screen to the contacts tab. So you can sort this a couple of different ways. There is a favorites option, so you can go through and select your favorite contacts, maybe somebody that you need to have, at a press of a button. Then you can go to corporate contacts. These are going to be the contacts that you have as buttons on your phone from your corporate directory. So these are going to be all work contacts. And then local, like we discussed earlier, is going to be any people that you have locally stored as contacts on your iPhone. Okay, so to the keypad, this is just a basic phone dial-out keypad. Do please note that when you do make outbound calls from this application, your caller ID is going to show up as your work number. So this could come in handy for those of you that may need to contact customers while you're on the road, out of the office, but you don't necessarily want to pass along your personal contact information. So that is really, really awesome. Then you got your virtual attendant, which is also grayed out. And then you've got your settings. So first thing in your settings is you've got your do not disturb toggle on or off. Something that we want to note about this, so do not disturb basically means any calls incoming will be silenced. Do not disturb, pretty standard function. Please note, if you have this option selected in this application, it's also going to put your desk phone on Do Not Disturb. So just be sure if you're out of the office and you select Do Not Disturb, you're in a place where you don't need to receive work calls that are being forwarded or coming to this app. When you get back into the office, just make sure that that's not toggled on. Otherwise, your desk phone is on Do Not Disturb. So we're going to toggle that off. The other tab leads you to support. Going into support, basically you've got your FAQ options here, so your frequently asked questions. So for instance, you can go to conference calling and it just gives a brief overview about that feature. We would like to note, if you do have any questions that are not answered through the support tab in the application, just send us an email at support@comtechnc.com and we'll be able to help you out as best we can with any questions that you may have about the application. So I'm just going to run through and sign out. That is basically it. We've touched on all the different features and functionalities of this application.